Graveyard's whisper. In the small town of Wraithhaven, nestled between dark forests and crumbling hills, stood the ancient Oldbury Cemetery. It was rumored to be haunted, but the townsfolk dismissed such tales as mere superstitions. That is, until the strange occurrences began. Late one chilly autumn night, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to explore the graveyard. Among them was Sarah, a brave and curious girl with a penchant for ghost stories. With flashlights in hand, they entered the eerie realm of tombstones and mausoleums. As they roamed the silent graves, the air thickened with an inexplicable unease. They could feel an unseen presence watching them from the shadows. Sarah, fueled by her fascination, decided to venture further. Leading the way to an ancient crypt said to be the final resting place of a long-forgotten soul. Inside the crypt, a sudden gust of wind slammed the heavy door shut, leaving the group into the darkness. Panic ensued as their flashlights flickered and died. They cried out for Sarah, but she seemed to have vanished into thin air. Struggling to escape the crypt, they finally managed to pry the door open. But Sarah was nowhere to be found. The town searched desperately for her, but as days turned into weeks, hope of her return waned. Meanwhile, strange occurrences plagued the cemetery. Mournful whispers echoed through the night, and chilling laughter sent shivers down the spines. Some claimed to have seen a translucent figure gliding among the tombstones, its eyes glowing like eerie embers. As fear spread through Wraithhaven, a renowned paranormal investigator named Professor Jonathan Gray arrived in town. His reputation for solving supernatural mysteries preceded him, and the townsfolk sought his aid. Professor Gray delved into the history of the Oldbury Cemetery, uncovering tales of a tormented soul, Madeline Hawthorne, who had died under mysterious circumstances a century ago. Legend had it that she had been accused of witchcraft and buried in an unmarked grave. Her spirit was said to wander the graveyard, seeking revenge on those who disturbed her eternal slumber. With every passing night, the spectral activity intensified. The ghostly figure grew bolder, appearing to more and more people. The town was on edge, fearing they might be the next target of the vengeful spirit. Driven by a determination to bring peace to the restless spirit and uncover the truth, Professor Gray sought out local historians and delved deeper into the history of Madeline Hawthorne. He discovered that she had been unjustly accused, a victim of paranoia and ignorance. With newfound knowledge, the professor devised a plan to confront the ghost and lay her spirit to rest. He gathered the townspeople and held a solemn ceremony at Madeline's rumored grave. He apologized on behalf of the townsfolk for the sins of the past and begged for forgiveness. In the darkness of that night, the ghostly figure appeared once more. Its ethereal form glowed with a blinding intensity, and its mournful wails echoed through the cemetery. Professor Gray stepped forward, holding a necklace Madeline had treasured in life. He gently placed it on the ground as an offering. With tears in his eyes, the professor spoke to the apparition, recounting the tale of Madeline's innocence and the injustice she had faced. He pleaded for her to find peace and forgive those who had wronged her. For a moment, it seemed as though the figure would vanish into the night, but then, to everyone's astonishment, it slowly began to change. The glowing eyes softened, and the chilling wails turned into a sorrowful sigh. It reached out to touch the necklace and then vanished into the darkness, leaving behind an aura of tranquility. From that night on, the spectral activity ceased, and the cemetery returned to its quiet slumber. Sarah was never found. But the townsfolk believed she had found solace in the afterlife, guided by the spirit of Madeline Hawthorne. The legend of the ghost in the graveyard became a cautionary tale, reminding the people of Wraithhaven to treat the past with respect and to remember that the sins of ignorance could haunt the present. The Oldbury Cemetery became a place of reverence, and the townsfolk made sure never to disturb the forgotten souls resting there. And so, the whispering graveyard kept its secrets and watched over the town of Wraithhaven in eternal silence.